You like muddy waters?
Yeah.
Hey, we're on here. I see my. Hey,
We on?
we're on, man. We're gonna wait till get all these people. I need you to get on there.
I'm getting on there.
and
I'm
share
sure.
it.
Sure, I gotta find you.
Do you know how to do that?
There we go. Do I know how to do that?
Do you know how to
show
share?
me how to share, would you? Is that us?
You probably don't know how to. You don't know how to share?
I do know how to share. I share your videos all the time.
Man, it is stuffy in here, isn't it?
Look, see right here. It says share photo.
No.
You've got 2 viewers.
It's spring break. I forgot about that. Oh, well, you can do it.
Look, that says share right there.
Get 2 views.
Kathleen McWilliams just shared.
We're about to, hey, it's almost showtime. It's 1 o'clock. I'm sure millions of people are ready.
All right, I'm shared. Look at there.
Yes.
You've never done it before, have you? Bill
Yeah,
Wilson.
I have.
Let's go ahead, man. It is hot in the GTT studios. I like muddy waters. All right, kids, we're about to get started on Real Estate 101 with me, GTT. Today, I ain't got the weatherman. Instead, I got the smartest man in real estate, Scott Abernathy. We need to give you a nickname. What's your nickname?
Well, my first name is Bradley. You can call me BS.
BS. Let's call you the Brain. Bobby the Brain. Bobby the Brain Abernathy. Thank you for joining
My
us
pleasure.
today.
I'm looking forward to it.
Kathleen, thank you for getting that fan. It is so hot. They're going to see me sweating here any moment. Right, Kathleen?
Yes. Just don't lift your arms.
Don't lift my arms. All right, everybody. Every Wednesday, 1 o'clock, we do Real Estate 101 right here at the GTT studios. We got more fans. We need some misters coming in. No matter where we're at, we're going to do Real Estate 101. I've done Real Estate 101 in Florida. I've done it in Las Vegas. That's 3 states I've done it in. I need to add some states to this.
Foreign countries.
A foreign country. Weatherman is on a, where's Weatherman?
Death row.
He's on death row today. He's out of town. He's a spring breaker. So
It's in a foreign country.
he's in a foreign country. Everybody. Oh, the wind is
fans.
hurricane force winds up here.
I'll take care of this. This is one
Everybody, I need you to like the stream. I need you to share the stream for me, please. If you share the stream, we're going to go back through there and we're going to pick one person. We're going to pick one person and they're going to be rewarded with an Alley on Main gift card. Come on in here, girl. Oh, we're falling apart on the studio.
Oh, it's the fan. It'll work.
So everybody that's asking right now, what the hell's going on? I apologize. We got an F4 in the GT2 studios. Before we get started, every week we want to thank our sponsors. Today we've got one of them with us, Mr. Scott Abernathy. It's Reliant Property Mgmt.
I'm right down there.
He's
Yeah.
right over here by me. We can't do it without you, buddy. Thank you so much. Iberia Bank Mortgage, Belinda Ander, the best in the business. Let me tell you something. Right now, I'm on a roll with delayed closings, and I don't have to talk about it with Belinda Ander. She gets the shit done. Pardon my language, I'm sorry. Got to bleep that out, Kathleen. Roy Frazier, the best man in homeowners insurance. That's why we got you, buddy. That's why we choose to send everything to you, man. We send it to you. And this time of year, things are, you're going to need your insurance, guys. So today, so we don't get too off track, talking about an interesting topic. Because, and I have not seen the comments. Do we have any comments coming in?
Couple.
Oh, we have a first-time listener?
Curtis Gaines, my man. Go Steelers. Every time I see you, Curtis, I think about them Steelers, man. Hope you guys are liking, I hope you and Darlene are liking your house over there. Matt Crane,
Yeah.
That's the guy you need to get with, man. If you want to get better known, call Matt Crane.
Matt's the man.
Does that rhyme? This rhyme. If you want to get well known, call Matt Crane.
I don't think that rhymes, Tom.
It's close enough. So you need to call him Rush Impact Marketing. He's the guy, man. So here's what I'm talking about. And Scott is a big. How many houses do you think you bought in your life?
100.
100 houses.
Probably.
Okay. All right. So Scott has obviously bought a lot of real estate, so he's got more of an investor mindset. Well, I want to try to get out of his investor mindset and think along these lines. Because I know people, they're looking for a house for someone, and in this type of market, when there's not as much inventory, they're not as selective in the areas they go in. They're just trying to find the best value. So there may be some areas out there that the same home may be on one side of town as it is the other side of town. For example, that I'm going to use Riverdale Siegel.
Okay.
So the same house may have been built in two different subdivisions, and the house in one subdivision may be a lot cheaper than the one in the other subdivision. So throughout time, those values tend to stay the same. If they were cheaper in 2010, more than likely they're going to be cheaper in 2016.
What do you think makes one worth more than the other then?
Well, I've got 5 reasons, because I'm prepared, Scotty. You ain't got no reasons why. I got 5 reasons why I think that.
Is location important even?
Yeah, it's important, but you can't steal my ideas. You can't get over here on my plate and see what I've done. You gotta do your own homework. I'm gonna try to give you these stats, okay? And I'm going back to 2010, and I'm gonna compare to 2016. Kathleen, I feel like you're not even here. You see me? Do you see me back there? Do you promise you're here?
I'm sweating.
She's there.
It is hot. Get on up here and get closer, okay? It doesn't rhyme. Okay, I'm going through here, but hey, it did. I tried to make it rhyme. So I'm going to talk about median. Do you know what a median is in mathematics? What is it?
That would be the closest number to the center that repeats over and over again.
And whenever you're trying to figure out what a home is worth, I think median is much more accurate than average.
Am I going to have to pass a test on every question?
Man, the weatherman just sits there and he agrees with me. Why aren't you being like him? So think about this. Kathleen, I'm going to need your help because I can't do it without you. In the Siegel area in 2010, the median square footage of homes that were sold, it was 2,829 square feet. The average sales price, the median sales price per square foot was $85. The median price back in 2010 was $249.9. So let's go to 2016. The median square foot did not really change. It's $28.75 versus $28.29.
Basically same, yeah.
The median price per square foot in the Siegel area went from $85 a square foot to $106 per square foot.
$21, okay.
Hey, Brother Long, we took a picture of you. So yeah, that's good math right there. What do you think? What do you think that percentage? How do I do this? Divide 106 divided by 85. Would that get it for me?
It's going to be
20.
no.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about 25% appreciation in the Siegel zone between 2010 and 2016. You got any questions? Fire away, everybody. The price went up to make it from 249. Hopefully, I'm doing the mathematics right. Divided by 295. So the price went up about 16%.
Yeah, because you have 50 square foot difference on your
so the
median
price
square footage.
the price went up about 16% more during that time. Or I'm sorry, the price. But the what did we say the price per square foot went up is 21?
Went from 85 to
What was that percentage?
106.
Well, what was the percentage? Did I say?
That's 21 divided by.
Man, where's our viewers at? We're crashing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Damn, where's everybody out today? I'm boring. I need you. I can't do without you, kids. So let's go to Riverdale. The median the median square footage in 2010 was $27.50. Not much difference. Bigger homes must sell in the north side. The median price per square foot was $84. The median sales price was $238,000. Hey, has everybody shared the stream, Brent? Trina?
Yes, it's shared. You got it, boss.
Where is
I
everybody?
don't think Brent.
They're on vacation.
Brent, I guess everybody's drunk on the beach. So
Except us.
the median price 238. So let's go to 2016. We got any questions?
No, not yet.
Again, it stayed very similar on what the square footage was. Median 2725. It went down a little bit.
Okay.
The median square foot price went up to 104. So 20 in the north, or it went up $21 a foot, and the sales price went to 289 on the median. So what does that tell us? It ain't as big of an adjustment as I thought it would be.
Me either.
Because I really thought the north would appreciate a lot more than I thought Siegel would have appreciated a lot more than Riverdale zone. But it does show you this. Siegel does appreciate a little bit more.
I'm kind of surprised there's only a $1 and $2 difference in those on price per square foot in both areas.
Now here's
North side,
something.
south side,
Here's
I
something
always thought
that's
the north side was more
here's
expensive.
something that is telling though. The days on market in 2010 in the Riverdale zone was 88 days. In 2016, it came down to 54 days.
Okay.
Now think about this. Siegel, it was 85 days in 2010, but it's all the way down to 44. So here's what that tells me, okay? There's going to be a lot more appreciation now in Siegel because that supply is coming down. Homes are selling faster.
Not as being developed in the north either.
So if you're in the north zone, I feel like you're going to have you're going to have more appreciation than in Riverdale zone. That's what these stats show me. That doesn't mean that it's always right. So Scott, let's talk about this.
Let's do it.
Smartest guy I know. Second smartest guy I know. Maybe third. Why would you buy in an area that you could buy the same house? Let's say if it's the same house, why would you be willing to buy somewhere where it was cheaper than going into a better area and not spending the same amount of money? A lot of people out there, you should be asking me questions about this.
I think it depends on what's important to you.
Okay, I agree.
Are schools important to you? If you've got to have your children in a specific school, then yeah, you're going to spend the money to get them there.
Well, that's why that's one of the reasons why I was saying I would go with the appreciation is I feel like school zones weigh very heavily in real estate prices. A new school zone will be a catalyst for rising prices in that area.
The challenge for that is over the long haul, chasing school zones can be a mistake. Chasing school zones because today's school zone may be fantastic today, tomorrow it's not. So chasing the school zone for a long-term appreciation standpoint is not the way I would go.
What is
about my
long
investment.
term? What is long term in your opinion?
10 years. Let's say 10
Okay,
years.
well in 10 years I feel like Siegel and Blackman have performed very
Held
well.
very well, that's right.
They have,
Yeah,
but they have
now we
leveled
just
out.
opened Stewart's Creek though.
Okay, so now let's go to a new school. Do you agree people are going to flock to that area?
Absolutely.
And what is that temporarily going to do to real estate prices?
In that area,
Yes.
it's going to skyrocket them.
It is going to push them up, but
Yeah.
what we're seeing is it kind of levels off. That's what this shows. Riverdale Siegel, at one time I would have thought Siegel would greatly outperform. I don't know if school zones, I think new schools obviously have a much greater impact.
You also are narrowing it to just the high schools, which have great big giant areas for their school zones. There are other school zones. I remember back in the day when I first started this business, everybody wanted Mitchell-Nielsen. Everybody wanted Mitchell-Nielsen Elementary School for their children to go to. And then they opened Northfield, and Mitchell-Nielsen was yesterday's news. You move forward, they opened Siegel, they opened all the rest of the schools, and people keep chasing Rockville. When they opened Rockville School, that was the school to have your kids in. Barfield. I'm just saying, as schools change, it'll change the value of the real estate.
I agree. But it's hard to see that in temporary moments like.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, and when I say temporary moments, I feel like 10 years is about how long this feeling lasts. So let's take when Siegel and Blackman came along, they were the major catalyst of growth. That's where everybody wanted to go. Well, now the new one coming out here, what's it called?
Oh, I don't remember. What's the new
Hey,
school
them
called?
lights, I appreciate who's liking all that. I appreciate them lights. Is that you, Katrina?
Sure.
Somebody's liking us. I appreciate it. So the Stewart Creek or whatever out that area,
Stewart's Creek.
there's a new high
That's
school.
Stewart's Creek,
People are
thank you.
going to flood to that. It's going to push up those prices.
I don't know that that's going to hold true because we've got not Blackman, we've got Rockville High School coming on the scene here in
That's what I thought he was
2019.
Is
talking about,
Rockville
yeah.
definitely going to come on the scene?
Yes, it has already been approved and pushed.
Funding too. I think it's already been funded, hasn't it?
Okay, so these
It's slated
areas.
for 2019.
These areas, if you go to it, you're going into an area where everybody goes there. There's going to be a lot more demand because people want to get into those new schools. But what we see is there's a leveling off. They don't shine forever.
No, they don't.
So that's what I'm seeing with school zones. Although I do think that the newer schools, I would rather be in those areas. I feel like you're going to have more appreciation over the long term if you're in a better school than an older school.
Okay, if we're talking about homeowners, the average homeowner holds onto a house for how long?
I think it's what fell apart?
I think it was.
Man,
Was that my sign?
Yeah, here.
man, we are falling apart. We're bleeding today. We're bleeding.
That-
Whoa!
That better not be the rentfromscott.com sign.
No, that was Roy Frazier. You're down, man. I'm sorry.
Katrina's a blowing hard today. What can I say?
So,
Away.
No, if the average homeowner, the stats that I've read, which probably are dated now, but was that the average homeowner owns their home for 7 years, and then they move.
yeah, I do think that used to be lower, but people are staying in their homes
A
longer.
little longer. But if it's only 7 years, I don't really consider 7 years a long term. I would consider a long term to be 10 or more. So I think
Okay.
if 7 years, if you want to chase school zones, by all means go ahead and do it.
So, do we have any questions before I move on?
No, sir.
Joji Holt's on here. What's shaking, Joji? Another reason why I feel like I would rather buy in an area that's going to have more appreciation is because I feel like they're better areas. I feel like more than likely it's going to have lifestyle features that I like that I want to live in. Now, because of that, the raw land, whenever the developer whenever he buys it, it's going to cost more than an area out where there's not as many lifestyle features, or if it's not as nice.
I think lifestyle features is a much better reason to identify property than school zones. Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it's more lasting. Your lifestyle features are going to be around longer for people that are going to like it. Although it could also be fads. Fads
It could
come and
be
go
fads.
too.
So, Katrina, whenever people start looking for a house, how often are they asking about? In most situations, are they asking school zones?
No.
they're not.
Last year, I would have told you that 80 to 90% of my buyers were predicating where they live by school zones. This year, it's 50%. Now it's more area. They're wanting larger lots and land parcels.
For
So-
our rental properties, people are not asking about school zones
Now-
as much anymore either.
Now, let me pose this question to all the brainiacs out there. At one time, there was one high school in Murfreesboro
Before our time.
when you graduated.
Yeah, right.
Central. Okay. Then we had
It's
two.
way before my time.
That's
Two,
before my time.
which was Oakland and Riverdale. Then we expanded to 4. So as we get more high schools, do you feel like school zones won't mean as much? Will that?
Actually, I think it might mean more. Because if you've got a school that really shines, that property around that school is going to really be valuable.
But for a school to really shine, wouldn't that mean maybe like a magnet school? Do you think it's just going to be
Magnet schools are a little different because those are usually not zoned.
right? They're
But
not
if,
zoned.
but if you've got a school that has a zoning that shines, or one that has a zoning that fails, that can have a dramatic effect to the
I
real
think
estate
that's a
values.
good point Scott's bringing up because competition always is going to bring out either someone's going to go status quo or they're going to strive to beat out competition.
Agreed,
So
yeah.
I think it's
Okay.
going to be a good thing for us.
But you see what happens to schools whenever they start failing? They turn them into magnet schools. I mean, look at Hume Fogg, Pearl Cone, Central. You know, these schools start to fail. See, that's what it seems to me like they do anyway.
Okay.
I'm not an education expert, so.
So you believe areas that have a better lifestyle, like for me, I just moved over. Me and Brittany moved over to the west side of town, and there's a lot of lifestyle type living. The avenue is close. Our neighborhood has a lot of things very close to us. So to us, that was very appealing. Do you feel like that? Would you be willing to pay more for an area like that, whereas you could get the same house across town, but it didn't have all those features?
For easily accessible entertainment, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And I think about what's permanent. What's been permanent in the real estate industry? parks. You know, some things come and go. These mixed-use buildings, which I love the mixed-use stuff where you've got shopping and bars underneath you and you live above them. I love that kind of stuff, but that could just simply be a fad. But parks have been here a long time, and people have always liked to live around parks.
Hey, Curtis has a question, Curtis Gaines. He wants to know if you typically see growth sales around interstate exits where it's easier
Great
access.
question.
Good question.
Yes. As a matter of fact, Curtis, neighborhoods that are farther away, they greatly underperform. Like Las Casas is a highly desirable area. Their values go up, but not as many people want to live out there just because of how long it takes them to get on the interstate. So
Easy access to interstate.
easy
Very
access. He
important. With
lives-
transportation.
Curtis lives on, he's not that far away, but I do think long term being closer to the interstate is a better, I believe it's better investment, and I've got a few reasons why I'll get into. I don't want to, but Curtis, thank you for the question. So give me a reason why you would rather buy than on the cheap. You'd have done your homework instead of out to lunch.
Well, there's always a value to value. I mean,
Always a value to value.
well, let's
Okay.
say you don't have children.
All right.
Let's say you don't really care what the schools are. Then what difference does it make whether the school's failing you or not?
Because I feel like, okay, I'm going to go back and tell you this, because I feel like if I'm in an area that's got good schools, it's got all the lifestyles that are important to me, I feel like this is reason number 5. It makes me more mobile, and it makes it easier for me to move. I've got more liquidity. It means I can sell my house faster. Case in point, if you live in the Siegel area, and I only did Siegel, I don't know if there's much of a difference between Siegel and Oakland, but right now on the median, it's 44 days to sell your home. Now I don't know how new construction is going to impact that, but right now you should be able to sell your home 11 days faster than you would on the south side of town. So I like that assurance, knowing that I can sell my home faster.
But you're in a different age demographic too, Tommy.
But he makes a good point, though. I mean, even if you don't have children, you want a quality neighborhood. But if you're paying a premium for that quality neighborhood and it's costing you another $300 a month, it may not be worth that. But given the numbers you just gave us, we're only talking $1 to
Okay,
$2 a
well,
foot.
I would rather
don't
be
think it would that
around
much
people.
difference.
I would rather be around people that would be willing to pay that extra $300 a month, because I feel like they're going to make our neighborhood better as opposed to other people.
Are you a snob?
No. Good time, Tommy. How could I be a snob? I'm the guy that lives in the neighborhood, leaves my garage door open, I park on the road. I'm the guy they're complaining about right now, I think. So, no. But I would prefer to be around people that appreciate their stuff. And the more money you're normally spending on things, I think you're probably going to appreciate it more. You agree?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
Well, here's Brittany's remark. She said the Home Partners of America only purchases properties for renters and buyers in areas where the schools are typically in the top 50% because they feel it means it's a better community.
It's a good point to know.
Very good point. Yeah.
It's a good point to know.
I still come back to
Thanks, Brittany.
Brittany, I still come back to that's the great schools today. If you're holding on to this property for 20 years, that great school's not going to be the great school
But
tomorrow.
nobody holds on to their property for 20 years anymore.
That's what I mean. If it's
Only
7
you
years, yeah.
would do that.
Okay, yeah, I've lived in my same house for 21 years, yeah.
And I hope your wife's watching this, because y'all need to buy a new house.
She wants another house.
Well, y'all should buy a new house.
You
So,
should use me because I'm better than Tommy.
Or I can stay right where I'm at.
You could rent your house out and purchase.
rentfromscott.com. Hey, if you're going
Or
to
I
rent
can
your
stay right
house,
where I'm at.
rentfromscott.com. Okay, another reason why I'm going to pick appreciation over value is I just think you're going to make more money due to appreciation in these kind of areas. You're always, I think, when you get a good deal in these underperforming areas, unless something new comes to that area and changes it, you're never going to compete, I don't think, with these better areas. Have you seen anything like that?
No, okay, I agree with you. But now you've qualified this with underperforming areas. We were comparing Riverdale to Siegel zones just a little while ago. I don't consider Riverdale an underperforming area. Y'all?
Well, I think, I do think it's illegal to get on here and say that. We
It
could
is
go
very
to,
illegal.
we
to
could
get
go
out
to
here
real
and say
estate
that.
prison, so be careful about what
Okay.
you're saying.
All right.
But I do think
Let's
it's,
say south side of town.
let's say south side of town, there's been areas that have underperformed other areas
But you just
regularly.
But you just gave the stats that they're only one
I
and $2
gave it of a
difference.
macro.
I got you. Yeah.
Macro means larger. If we were to zero in on micro, I also think there's probably some areas on the south side that kind of sneak over to the Blackman area that could skew that a little bit.
You get into underperforming areas, I completely concur with
Okay.
you. You get into areas that are crime ridden, or like you said, where people just don't care.
Yep.
You're absolutely correct.
Carrie Latham, in referring to rental companies, said it's hard for them to get a house in a market like this because they come in low and owner occupants are overbidding. So it's harder for rental companies to pick up rental homes in markets and areas like you're talking about, Tommy, the better markets, because right now owner occupants are outbidding rental companies.
Well, owner occupants are outbidding most investors across the entire community right now.
Exactly
Yeah.
correct.
Okay, so we could have, Scott is predicting that the hedge funds, the big people, the big investors, they're going to slowly start selling their stuff,
I
right?
think you're going to start seeing some of that in the very near future. I think you're going to see the hedge funds decide, hey, you know what? We've made our money. Let's start easing out of this. They're not going to dump anything. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think you're going to see them add to the inventory a bit. We could use it.
Mumbrium, Dougie Fresh. Sorry, I got to give my
That's
peeps,
fine, yeah.
got to give my peeps a shout out. So Scott, while you were out there in Las Vegas, you did hear the trend is going to continue to be more renting than owning.
Let's see, I'm trying to remember the numbers. Between now and 2025, we're supposed to be adding 11.5 million households. And between that and 2035, we're supposed to be adding 13.5 million households. The majority of those are going to be renters. Now, his justification for that was the two largest demographics that we're dealing with are the baby boomers and the millennials. The millennials are delaying purchasing homes, and the baby boomers are moving into housing where they're not having to have any responsibility, which would be rental housing. A lot of them senior communities. You take those two great big giant bubbles of people that are not buying houses anymore and leave it to the X and Y's, yeah, you're going to see a huge jump in renter
But
households.
I think you will start to see more millennials enter purchasing because they're going to see, man, you're making money. It seems like people always make decisions too late. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to say, hey, look at how much money they made. Why aren't we buying a house? And they may be buying at the tail end of an appreciated market to where it might level off. But I think there's going to be more people that are going to buy the house that are millennials. Is that what they're called? But back to what I was saying, a lot of people, if they're looking at value, they may say, look, I can get this 3,000 square foot house over here in this area. The same house over there is $20,000 more dollars. I'm going to buy this. I'm getting a better value. Well, that house is probably always going to be $20,000 or whatever arbitrary number we want to throw out there. This house is always probably going to sell less than what that other more expensive house is.
I would concur with that.
Unless
you get what you
something-
pay for in real estate.
That's right. Unless something unforeseen happens where who would have known what was going to happen in East Nashville?
Oh, yeah.
Who would-
Gentrification. Yeah. That will change everything.
So who would have known something? A lot of times you just get lucky.
You know, you're seeing some of that in Murfreesboro.
You are.
In downtown Murfreesboro, you're seeing a lot of these older neighborhoods and older houses really getting gentrified right now. It's actually looking pretty sharp.
Do you mind telling our audience what that means?
Oh, gentrification. That would be trying to come up with a good definition.
Unless you watch Shameless, you may not know what it means.
That would be a neighborhood that's, well, like you said, underperforming, and it usually starts off with blocks of it getting purchased and redeveloped. In Nashville, in East Nashville particularly, what you're seeing old, ratty houses get torn down, and then two structures being built in its place. And they're usually very nice structures, so that
A
would be
lot of
good way
people want to
gentrification.
know why we're not doing that in Murfreesboro. So for you people that are watching this, Nashville already had zoning in a lot of those areas where you could wipe a house out and you could put two in that place. Murfreesboro does not have that zoning. So what somebody's going to have to do here is take the risk, pay for a house. They're probably going to have to pay a
block, probably.
So they're going to have to take a bigger risk and then go through the city council and the planning commission and see if you can get it approved to do that, which is going to be risky because there's no guarantee when you buy those houses that you could do that.
secondarily, Nashville's a much older city. I mean, it's got a lot of old property, while Murfreesboro, I mean, it was 30,000 people when I was young, and it's 100,000 now.
It's
Most of our
roughly
growth,
130,000.
whatever, most of our growth has come in the 90s and 2000s, so
Hey,
our
give me the
real estate's
whatever.
new.
Give me the whatever.
Dwayne Campbell
Whatever.
brought up a point. He said that he believes that traffic, time stuck in traffic, are going to make a huge difference, and that the close proximity to the school zones causes traffic issues. So people probably between your age and my age, Tommy, are going to come in. They've got high schoolers that can drive themselves, so they're going to push a little further away from the school zone and not have to deal with that traffic headache.
Who's that?
Dwayne Campbell, friend of
Dwayne
mine.
Campbell.
Hey, he's got absolutely right.
And if you're looking,
Transportation.
he does the board doors. You know what that is, the board door test? So if you need that, Dwayne, put your information on here. Maybe we can get you some customers. So moving along, I feel like if you buy in an area that's appreciating, I feel like it's going to be a more stable investment.
Okay, I'll buy that.
I feel like it gets back to what I was saying. People are probably going to take care of their stuff. They're going to do things. Hopefully the foreclosure rate wouldn't be the same. So I feel like betting on these more stable areas, I believe that's going to lead to a much more sound financial decision.
You'll have to spend more for them probably.
You will have to spend more, but you know, I can always go back to reference stocks. You can buy a $2 stock that's still overpriced, whereas you can buy a stock that's $60 that can still be undervalued. People often look at the price of something as opposed to its real value. There's a big difference between price and real value.
Okay, but if you can't afford the houses that you're talking about in the nicer areas,
Yep.
is there anything wrong with buying something in a less desirable neighborhood? Not say underperforming.
How about this? How about if you decide to hold off a year or two to where you can save up money and get into that area? Because if you buy a house, you're kind of stuck there for about 4 or 5 years.
That's right,
It's
you sure
harder, so it's harder to get ahead. So for me, I saved up, and whenever she said we got to move over here, we moved over there. So I wanted to live in that neighborhood, and that's what we did.
That's a really good point. Whatever.
Does it bother you to give me credit? Is there?
Just
have
a
we
little.
have we missed
We're
any?
caught up on comments.
Caught up on comments. Katrina, Kathleen, is there anything you would like to add?
What do you think about people that are buying on the outskirts, sitting right on the outside, Rockville, Eagleville, Milton, Las Casas, Auburntown, and they're buying large tracts, say 10 acres or more with a single property on it? How long do you think before they start getting absorbed in and seeing land value?
I think that's a real risk. I think Murfreesboro's concentration is going to be going up, not
Okay.
out. Especially the water and sewer infrastructure has gotten to the point where it just can't go much farther. And you're seeing the Murfreesboro 2035 program right now, and a lot of that is concentrating going up, not out. So I think that's a real gamble.
I don't. I think there's always going to be people that are going to want to live on that. I think the more these neighborhoods, because developers are having to pay so much, and then the city has so many things built in to raise the cost. What that's doing is they're getting approved to do smaller lots. So these lots are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So what is that going to make people want to do? They're going to say, man, we just don't want this. We want bigger lots.
That's exactly what I'm
Yeah.
hearing from the buyers right now. I have a record number of buyers coming to me instead of we're wanting price point or we're wanting square footage or school zone. A huge majority of my buyers are now coming to me saying, I do not want someone on top of me.
So you're talking about
How far out do I need to go?
You're talking about going back to developing septic tank lots.
She's
Yeah.
talking
Yep.
about and then just one lot, like one piece of 1 to 5 acres with one house on it is what she's talking
There will
about.
always be a demand for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you contradicted yourself.
No.
Yeah, you did.
I
No,
thought-
because I said 10 acres.
I thought you were talking about people going out and buying and holding on to property in anticipation of developing it in the future.
No,
That's what I thought she was talking about.
No, they're
No,
not
see-
really in anticipation of developing it. I just think they see the shortage of land around here, and they know that as they get older and are gonna need to move in, that they're pretty secure in having a 10 acre, a 15 acre with one home on it, because the land, there's only so much of it.
Why would anybody want acreage?
Why would they?
Because I love it. Because I want to sit in the middle of it.
Hey, okay, you're
Thank
hijacking my
God.
show.
I'm sorry.
So I want to present my case. Well, you're better because of what I said. Better area. It's a better lifestyle. I believe it's more financially stable. I think you're going to get more appreciation. I think school zones do matter for the first 10 years. I like that I've got a more mobile. It's easier to sell. There's more liquidity in these appreciating areas. So wanted to go through that. I've got a question because right now real estate has really gained a lot of traction over the last few years. Real estate investing, real estate ownership from 2009, 10, 11, 12, nobody wanted to do that around here. So a lot of people that have gotten into the game within the last 5 years, this is kind of their norm, is what they've seen. When I first got into it in 2003 up into 2007, that's all I knew. This guy has been through different eras where you have seen things. So, how long have you been in real estate?
Since 1989.
I mean, he got into real estate as a teenager almost. Well,
I was 4.
how old were you when you bought your first house?
I was 21.
You're 21 years old. I was 30.
October of 1989.
How many houses did you own by the time you were 30?
Oh gosh, I hadn't thought about that. 15 probably, something like that.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm building his credibility. So, with that being said, given where we are right now, what is your outlook just from the economy of real estate? What does it look like because real estate trades in patterns. There's cycles. So how long do you think a real estate cycle lasts?
About 7 or 8 years, maybe up to 12.
So the cycle probably started here in 2012.
We are rapidly approaching the end. Yeah.
It's 2017. We're probably looking between 2019, 2021. I believe there's going to be a correction. Now, when I say correction, it's not going to be like one
No,
week.
I don't think so at all.
So have you ever been through a correction unlike the last one? Have you been through a minor setback before?
Sure.
What is healthy? Tell us what is healthy.
What's healthy is the Nashville metropolitan area.
Okay.
That's what's healthy. Now, we got 88 people a day moving to this area, so we're in a very healthy area. Now, throughout the 90s, and we had some little small
This is
corrections.
bonus. This is bonus real estate 101.
We had some small real estate corrections throughout the 90s, which were really Nashville and Nashville MSA didn't hardly feel. We didn't hardly feel it at all. And also the tech bubble. When the tech bubble popped, we saw a little correction also, which was insignificant as well. For the most part, you're right. Real estate is a zigzag. We had one really big dip, and we're back up again. But I don't think you're going to see that again. I really don't.
Okay, so what is a healthy, like a haircut? Let's call it a haircut.
Sure. See, barring something really bad happening in the community, lead in your water or something like that, I really don't see much of a haircut. It's more of a flattening out. And we'll get to this point and flatten out. And then go up a little more and flatten out. Yes, we don't usually see depreciation in real estate very often.
Joey Holt wants to know if you see a rise of condos, high-rises coming in the future.
In Murfreesboro? No, not high rises. I don't believe
What
so.
is a high rise? I mean, some people may say 4 stories
No,
is a high rise. What do you call Joe Swanson's?
that'd be a mid-rise. I think
You got to be technical with this nerd.
He said, high-rise condos. Do you see high-rise condos in the future of Murfreesboro?
high-rise condos are what you're seeing going up in Nashville right now. Those great big giant cranes all in Nashville, condos and hotels. Those would be 40 stories or more.
Well,
I see 15-ish stories. That's just my vision. That's not necessarily anybody else's. It's just mine.
Until it becomes so scarce to find land in the county and develop that, they're not going to start going up. We have developers here that buy land and then they develop the land. We don't have investors coming in here and buying a block. Now, what could happen downtown? Let's just say over the next 10 years, what if downtown Murfreesboro really takes off? What if there's more jobs downtown? What if there's more restaurants downtown? That could change things.
Downtown Murfreesboro's already taken off.
Yeah, but it ain't taking off to the level where it's going to attract a downtown condo.
There's so much activity in downtown right now, especially in the evenings. I disagree, Tommy. I think we do
You
have
just
some
said
stuff
you
going.
just said you don't see a high-rise coming.
No. I'm mid-rises though. I don't.
15?
Yeah, 15-ish, maybe.
Well, to me, that's
What's,
a high-rise in Murfreesboro.
What's the NHC building? Is that
13
17?
stories.
Is it
13 or something?
It's more than that.
Maybe it
Anyway.
is, but it's somewhere in that 15-story.
Something of that equivalent. I mean, you already
So
got
you
the
could
traditional
see that.
building going up, which is 7 stories.
So, okay, if you're living downtown, who knows how this is going to evolve? We're still so early. So there's probably opportunities to make money there, but we're also still at a level where there's opportunities to lose money.
Absolutely.
Because who knows what's going to happen then.
I love the idea of going up, by the way.
Carrie Latham said that she thinks this is a no-brainer. Better subdivisions, better kept homes, better schools all make a better investment for a homeowner as far as resale goes. This is also where there ends up being better shopping. Unless you are an investor flipping, renting, and or get lucky with an area like East Nashville or a great land opportunity.
There are other places to get lucky than just East Nashville right now. Bordeaux. Watch Bordeaux. Madison. Madison's another one. There are other places to get lucky coming up. What do you think? I don't want to hijack your show. Oh, whatever.
I think I got a great shotgun homecoming in the next month or two in East Nashville. People need to call me.
There
That's
you
what I
go.
think.
Hey, everybody, don't forget, if you share my stream, share the stream, we're going to pick a winner. You're going to get a $25 gift card.
Can you win twice?
No. You've won before, haven't you?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm
Did
asking.
you go down with me?
Yeah, I took you to lunch.
You were there, y'all.
I had a picture of you. Put it on
Somebody's
Facebook.
like, appreciate the license like that. You, Brittany Renee. Is there anything? We've been going 40 minutes, man. This has flown by.
Sure
you
has.
You have filled in quite. What's the word I'm looking for the weatherman?
Am I better than the weatherman?
You're very informative,
You're smart.
educated.
Am I smarter than the
We
weather
didn't say that. We just said you're smart. You're a smart guy. You're smart.
Carrie says she knows. That's why she said East Nashville.
I
Is there
figured Carrie did.
anything that we missed?
Not on the
We
comments.
ended up having a good show. I appreciate everybody that's been on here. We can't do a show without more participation. Do we have any questions?
No, Brittany's calling Scott a sub.
We did answer your question, Curtis.
Hey, but I pay to be here.
You're a sponsor. We can't do this show without you. So, is there anything we could ask Scott, who is more of an investor, who is looking into the future? You're currently not really buying anything right now, are you?
I'm kind of holding tight right now, yeah.
What are he's involved in an investment group. What are they telling you to do right now? Now let's shift over just a little bit into the investor side of real estate.
Sure.
Give you your time.
The investment groups that I'm working with frequently, and I've got a lot of them that I deal with, oh gosh, it's every week we got new people in there. New people that are going to be wholesalers or flippers, which is good. Don't get me wrong. It's a great way to make money in the
Now
real estate
let me
business.
tell you people, if you know anyone out there that may be needing to get rid of their home at a discount, call me or call this guy right here. Because you can probably make some money doing that right now.
Cash, quick. Yeah, absolutely right.
So I want to give you a plug.
Thanks.
Also, I do want you to tell people how you do your rental property business different than other people. What makes you so good? See, if you'd have been here in time, you could prepare, but instead, he came in like the weatherman.
I thought that's what I was supposed to be.
Joey Holt wants to know if the smaller submarkets of Murfreesboro, like Las Casas and Christiana, are a better rental investment right now.
I love Christiana. Christiana is fantastic. Every time we have something in Christiana, it rents like that, and it stays rented. People don't move. And I love Christiana.
What-
Las Casas.
Okay,
oh,
well, let's ask this. What would something in Christiana rent for versus the same house in town rent for?
Sure. And Christiana is going to be a little different, although you have new property in Christiana also now.
Yep.
But let's say a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a garage in Christiana, which will be a little farther from the interstate, and that's really the key. Is
Yep.
It's a little farther out. But you usually have a little land, a little elbow room out there. That's what people like. It's beyond me, but that's what they like.
They seem to have a huge sense of community in the neighborhoods in Christiana. I've noticed that
Yes, they
they're
do.
telling my age. They're more like when I was younger. The community, the subdivision is very tight-knit. It's not just neighbors lined up that don't really know each
No,
other.
it is much more of a, so is Las Casas, by the way, and that's
It is.
attractive to both of those areas. The difference between the two is that Las Casas is so inconvenient from everything. I know, but it's so inconvenient from
Well,
everything.
what is that? What is it rent for?
Christiana's a zipped I-24. You know?
But hey, what is it rent for?
You'll sacrifice probably $50 to $100 a month being out in Christiana. But the nice thing about it is you'll buy it for less money,
Yep.
and it's going to stay longer. I've had tenants in Christiana for more than a decade in the same property.
So
That's the big value.
what
for
is the
landlord.
current? Everybody knows what home prices are because we talk about it so much. How much is a house to rent?
Wow, that's a roller coaster we're on now also. We're approaching spring, so it's a much better time than what we've had the last 3 or 4 months. Let's just say that house you just talked about, I would say we put that on the market for, with no bonus room, $1,200-ish.
$1,200 a month?
With no bonus room. That's what we put it on the
Where
market.
would that house have, what would it have rented for 5 years ago?
$899.
So 900,
Yeah.
so $300.
How you said 5 years ago that right as we're coming out of the recession? I'd have been $899 and begging for applications.
So I want to give, if anyone watching this is thinking about buying a rental property or multiple, you're buying at a premium. You're also considering what your rents are in a premium market.
Yes.
Right now, rents are inflated, correct?
We'll be very cautious about running numbers on current prices.
So
yes.
if you're saying, hey, I'm paying $160 for this house, but I know I can rent it for $1,300 a month, how volatile could that number come down to?
I am concerned about that. And these days, when I'm renting a property for an owner, I'm warning them that I'm not sure I'll be able to duplicate that number next time that we rent it. Don't get me wrong, we've been successful so far. We haven't hit the top yet because we keep going up. This winter, I was a little worried. It slowed down this winter.
Right.
But we've picked up a bunch.
So are rents higher today than they were a year ago at this time?
Yes, but not by much.
So are you seeing a leveling off? Or?
A little bit of a leveling off.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I'm sure I could go all day long.
Is it cheaper to rent in the fall or is there an offset?
Oh yeah, there absolutely is. If you are looking for a bargain in rental properties, try to find it in November, early December, late October, that 2 months there. Don't wait till Christmas. Christmas will be a little bump up, and then of course then January and February are really slow also. The challenge is there's not as much inventory either. Landlords know that, so they don't want their properties to come open at that time of the year.
Carrie has the same question I do. She wants to know if you're doing any short terms. There's a whole bunch of us agents could keep you in business
Yeah.
for 30 to 60 days at a time.
That's right, and Airbnb is a whole different conversation also, which we probably don't have time to go into today because that's an even shorter term thing, and that would be a show unto itself, quite frankly. But no, I'm sorry. Sorry, Carrie, we're not doing any short. The 1 year lease is as short as we do.
I do think there's some people doing short-term rentals here in town. David Criswell, do you know him?
No.
Criswell?
I mean, I know the name.
I think he's doing some of that.
There's some folks doing Airbnbs here in town also.
That is a good idea. Does anybody in our audience, we're in front of a live studio audience, is there anybody that has any questions out there?
I want to know when Steven's coming back so I can go.
I don't know.
Straight from the gut
Hey,
tomorrow night?
got to talk about my show tomorrow night. My new baby, Straight from the Gut. We're talking about what a screw up I was for the first 35, 36 years of my life. And what I like to do is look back. What should I have done at 30 years old? So I'm really wanting to help people out there that are going into adulthood meaning mid to late 20s. And I want to tell you what not to do. Don't do what I did. Do you ever watch Straight from the Gut?
Yeah, I've seen. Can I offer one piece of advice?
Of course, right here in front of everybody.
Invest in real estate and invest early. If you're at that demographic, that age group, the best way for middle class America to become upper class America is investing in scattered site rental property.
Is that the best way?
I believe that is the best way.
Time is your friend in real estate.
And
The
your
longer-
20s, absolutely. I bought my first one at 21, and yeah, time really benefits you. When you get to be my age now, which is 32,
Man, one day we ought to talk about how you've done a lot of owner financing. Maybe we get you and Brad back on here and talk about owner financing.
Be happy to.
So, Well, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. We went a little bit longer, almost 50 minutes. I really appreciate it. If you didn't share the stream, please share the stream. You might win a free lunch. Also, subscribe to my YouTube page. What is it? Just Good Time Tommy on the YouTube. We're going to continue to put more content out there. If you're an agent, if you ever want to come in here and sit with us and talk, we'd be happy to talk to you about it. We'd also be happy to promote your business. So
It's good to be with you today.
hey, thank you, buddy. I need you to go around telling everybody what you did. You made the show. Hey, we couldn't do without him, could we? Can't do without you, fella. Have a good day.